Here you have a choice. Your choice is, do you want to listen to God or not? And the difference between the Torah and your iPhone instructions and the New Testament, the Quran, the everything else, is this has consequences. This has consequences. When you listen to the Torah, it has consequences. When you don't, it also has consequences. That's as simple as it gets. So the thing is that when a person understands that there has to be a creator, the creator has to have some type of instruction set, immediately he arrives at Yirat Shamayim. Immediately he's scared. And that's why it says, if en chokhmah en yirah. If you have no wisdom, if you're like the donkey, of course you're not going to be afraid of God. If you have no Torah, which is what the chokhmah is, what wisdom is from the Torah, if you have no Torah, of course you're not going to be afraid of God. Because you don't believe in Him. Now what about people that say, no, I believe in God, but I love Him, I'm not scared of Him. That means you believe in a false God. You believe in a God, but it's not the God of Israel. And the reason is because the God of Israel says that if you do certain things, you get rewarded. If you do other things, you get punished. Now, the Tiferet Israel interprets this as that, what does it mean to believe in God? And he says the following. He says, first and foremost, to believe in God means that you believe in a divine origin of the Torah. Meaning that you believe that this creator is obviously more intelligent than you, must have given an instruction set. Must have given an instruction set. Now, it cannot be the Quran that came up 1,500 years ago, since the Quran came after Christianity. It cannot be the Christianity, since Christianity was 2,000 years ago, almost 1,500 years after Judaism, and they themselves say that Judaism preceded them. It cannot be the idol, because the idol is still here and he's still worth only $15 in Chinatown. The only thing that it leads to is to the Torah. So the first thing that Tiferet Israel says, you must believe that the Torah is not just a book, chas v'shalom, like a history book, but it is divine, meaning the hand of God put it together. It must be from God. If you are one of these people that says, no, we believe in the Torah, but there's like one verse I don't believe from the Torah, you, my friend, have put your entire olam haba in jeopardy. According to the Rambam, Ilchot Tshuva, you have no share of the world to come. One verse. You don't believe is from God, you have no share of the world to come. To that extent. So first thing Tiferet Israel says, and I'll answer the question after I finish these 2 points, is you must believe that Torah is from God. Second point, you must believe in divine reward and punishment. If there is no reward and punishment, it's not from God. If your lifestyle, if your world, if your mentality does not have reward and punishment, you, my friend, live in La La Land. You live with the Care Bears and the unicorns. You don't live in the world. Because the world we live in has reward and punishment whether you like it or not. Whether you agree with it or not, there's still going to be traffic. And there's a punishment for traffic. You have to waste 4 hours of your day waiting on it. If you try to cut off everybody and go through the red sign, there's a punishment for doing that too. You're putting other lives at risk. Whether you agree with it or not is irrelevant. The government instilled a law and they didn't ask you for permission. They said, if you blow through the red sign, you, my friend, have a problem. If there is a problem because somebody hit you, if there's a problem because you're just going to get a fine, irrelevant, you have a problem. You violated the law. Whether you agree with the law or not is irrelevant. Meaning that in your natural state, you know that you live in the world with reward and punishment. You work hard, naturally you're supposed to succeed, but in general you know that that's supposed to be the outcome, eventually. You don't work, you know that naturally you're going to become homeless at some point. Naturally. There's a reward and punishment. You keep cursing your wife out, naturally she's going to poison you, most likely, or at least leave you. On the best case, she'll leave you. On a more likely case, most likely she'll kill you. You poison your kids with filthy language and filthy televisions and filthy internet and filthy hobbies. They eventually are going to go against you. They're going to use all of that knowledge to go against you. Why? They're going to learn on TV how people do things and how, against their parents. And they're going to follow you. Oh, this is cool. Look, there's a show on MTV where the kid keeps booby-trapping his father. That sounds like fun. They had a whole show about it when I was a kid, 20-something years ago. They had a whole show about it where the kid kept torturing his father, the whole show. He'd put fireworks under his chair. He'd mess with his food. All types of things. So what did kids that watch it do? They did the same thing to their father. Are you surprised that this generation is full of degenerates? We have, every day, hundreds of thousands of people that are going to be our future leaders, future presidents, future CEOs, future doctors, future lawyers, future people we put our lives on a line in their hands. They may heal us. They may get us out of jail. They may fight a battle for us. They may vote for something for us. They are going to represent us in the future. And these hundreds of thousands of kids are going to cocaine parties, ecstasy parties, alcohol parties, prostitution parties, every day. That's the future. Every day. All of the future leaders go to ecstasy parties, techno parties, garbage parties, Ta'avat Hashem parties, Gehenom parties, Sodom and Gomorrah parties, every day. Every day. That's your future. That's your future leaders. Why? Their parents said you could watch TV. You could freely surf the internet. Here's an allowance of $100 a week. Go do whatever you want with it. Go do what you want with it. Have fun. Oh, you don't want to go to school anyway? You want to drop out, honey? Okay, don't worry about it. You can stay home. You're only 13 years old. It's okay. You're already an adult. You can stay home. You can stay home. And you'll educate yourself on YouTube. You'll educate yourself. Oh, honey, you like smoking weed? It makes you feel better? Okay, no problem, honey. I believe in you. I know you're going to protect yourself. I know you're not going to do anything stupid. Oh, honey, you're addicted to cocaine? Oh, you could get off it. I trust you. I trust you. You give the kid freedom. Do what you want, son. I love you. I just don't want to hear you cry. And eventually, David HaMelech tells us, it's the parents that cry. Because the child is turned into a ben soreh umoreh. The child is turned into a wayward child. Where if the Sanhedrin had the ability, if they were still in power, they would have to kill him. As a child. Why? Kill him while he's still a minor sinner. Minor sinner. That's point number 2. Last but not least of this specific point, then we'll answer your question, is you must believe not only in this reward and punishment, not only in the Torah coming from God, but you must believe in the eternal existence of the human soul. Meaning, you must believe that this is just a corridor. You are here temporarily. You're in this world temporarily. This is not real life. This is temporary life. Real life comes as a result. Real life comes as a result of what you do here. You do good, you have eternal good. You do bad, you have eternal hot place. Anyone that tells you otherwise is a liar. Anyone that tells you that God loves you regardless of what you do, and all Jews have a chedek of Olam Haba. Yes, Olam Haba has 2 places. One is warm, one is not. One has lava, and the other one has trees and wonderful things. Anyone that tells you that all Jews are going to do tshuva before the Mashiach comes need to look at Ilchot Tshuva. The Rambam in Ilchot Tshuva says, yes, all Jews will do tshuva before the Mashiach comes if they survive. All the Jews that survive the Messianic days, the 15 days of darkness, the time where Hashem is going to destroy all of the Reshaim. We're not talking about the Reshaim Goyim. We're talking about the Reshaim Jews. 15 days of darkness, similar to the several days of darkness we had in Egypt. Rambam says if they survive, they'll do tshuva. Full tshuva. They already did tshuva beforehand, but they'll get to the culmination point. They'll get to be the 50th level of Kedusha. They'll go from 50th level of Tum'ah to 50th level of Kedusha. Oh, Chaim HaKadosh says. Rambam says, yeah, if they survive, we're good. If you survive. If by the time the Mashiach arrives, you're not already beki, expert in Alachot Shabbat, you have no chance, my friend. If you're not keeping kosher inside the house and outside the house, you have a problem. If you're not keeping Taharat Mishpacha, you're not wasting seed, you're not stealing, you're not have worked on your midot to clean yourself up, you, my friend, have a serious, serious problem. Because time ran out. So, here, when someone understands that their neshama is just stopping here for a little while, it's trying to collect some bonus, some stars, some diamonds, in order to enter eternity, if they don't understand this, everything else goes to waste.